Os, konbanwa, good evening. Genki desu ka? Hope you are genki desu. Hope you're well. Hope you and your families are safe and looking after yourselves. And if you're back at work, not working too hard. So tonight's lesson, I'm not going to lie, I've had a bit of a mare of a day. In fact, last few days since Tuesday, thinking about what to teach this evening. What to share with you. Very rare that I get a mental block. Normally just my brain flows, and today it hasn't. So I have a plan, which I thought of about 3 minutes ago, and we'll see how it works out. Your feedback will be welcomed, good or bad, and I don't mind taking bad, I really don't. I think it's important to understand whether these things come across on camera or not. Hopefully on to the Tuesday lesson, there's going to be an element of Tuesday's lesson in tonight's lesson, because we like to link the two, or sometimes it's a tedious link, or but anyway, that's the plan this evening. So in a second we'll have a quick say hello to a few people. But Philip, you've joined us live. That's unusual. It's good to see you. And Philip's one of our senseis from Gamingay, is very rarely able to make the live session, so that's great that you've joined us. So I'll quickly say hello to a few people in a second, and then we'll get the lesson going. Remember, on a Thursday we're about 50 minutes long, so 10 to 8 we tend to finish. And then I need just to remind you that tomorrow we've got another Q&A with Sensei, 6 till 7 PM, okay, where you can ask me any questions about Shotokan Karate, whether it be personal questions about my sort of journey, or other senseis. If I know the answers, I'll answer those. Questions about terminology, questions about kata, favourite katas, places I've trained, all those different things that you are interested in knowing, bits that you're struggling with at home. Are you lacking motivation? Difficult to stay doing karate when you're not seeing everybody in the dojo, and all those different questions that you might have. And we have a competition. Okay, so I have a competition. Tomorrow night I will start the session with an item of PPE and a question. And the simple thing is, all you have to do is tell me what the answer to the question is. And the first person to do so will win one of our limited edition Karate England bags. I think I've only got 2 left, so not many left. A couple of the senseis have got them, a couple of the junior black belts have got them, and a couple of other students, but they're very rare. So you can win one of those bags. They're really cool, really big as well, so you can fit all your dogi, your suits and your belt and everything in there, your trainers and everything. So, but the question is going to have to come tomorrow night, I'm afraid, so not tonight. So you're going to have to join us for the Q&A, and as I say, I'll be wearing an item of PPE, okay, and then a question will be linked to that item, okay. It's a karate question, and you can win that. And here comes the bad news: it's not for adults, it's just for the juniors. I'm really sorry, but this is for the not for the adults, it's just the juniors. So junior students, I'd like you to join me tomorrow evening for a Q&A with Sensei, and hopefully win yourselves a decent prize. I'll do an adult prize another day, I think, but actually I've got another bag, so I think I've got one left, so I might do one next week. Okay, so let's say a few hellos, let's get the lesson started. Okay, so this is a quick run through. So Sensei Carl, good evening, thank you for coming from Norfolk. Sensei Andy, Sensei Ken, Sensei Wayne, Harry, good evening Harry. Oh gosh, here we go. We've got conversations started already between the black belts. I love that. Thanks for showing your interest in my lesson. Magdalena, good evening, Hartley Clan and Dojo. Kayla. I've already said good evening to Philip. Harry M. Hope you're well. Hope you're okay. And watching plenty of Star Wars and doing really cool things, I hope, Harry. Little bit like me. The exciting news actually is the competition tomorrow. That's the exciting news. There is potential other exciting news, but you're going to have to join me tomorrow night to find out that, and it involves the weekend. Good evening Isaac, good evening Isaac, oh no, Harry's just dropped the TV remote on his foot. That's one of these things, when you're working live, it happens, doesn't it? Doing karate with the TV remote's not so good. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. I think it's everybody pretty much. Okay, So let's get the lesson started. So a little bit of warm up, not too much this evening, because it's very, very warm. And my actual kitchen is cooking this evening. We've only just finished cooking, but it's really, really warm. So be mindful when you're training that you, good evening Ewan, that you have drunk plenty of water before you do the lesson. We're not going to go hard and fast this evening, as I said, because it's too warm. Okay, so Kyotsuke, first of all, straighten your gi. Remember, we call this a gi, but the real name is a dogi. Okay, and you should be nice and smart. I'm showing you face on. Traditionally, we turn away when we do this, and your obi should be tied correctly. Okay, with this type of knot. I'm going to hold that up to the camera as much as I can. Have to grow a few inches. Okay. And should again be balanced, okay? So you shouldn't have one end down like this, etc. And paying attention to the way your dogi is joined together and drawn together. And here, when you start and finish karate, is really, really important. It does sometimes end up a little bit apart and skew iffy when we train, but it's important to always have this form and look smart. As I said before, Shotokan karate is all about the detail, paying attention all of the time. So straighten your gi in obi. And Ray. Us. Okay, just a very quick warm up. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ro, si, hach, go, and you. And backwards. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ro, si, hach, go, and you. Okay, I'm rotating. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ro, si, hach, go, and you. Okay, arms up. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Okay, arms up to the top and leaning over to your right. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. And to your left. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. And to the back. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. And forwards. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Okay, one arm forwards, one arm backwards. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Okay, changing. So make sure we get one arm going and then one arm backwards. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Okay, arms out. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ro, shish, hach, ko, and you. And to the side. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ro, shish, hach, ko, and you. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ro, shish, hach, ko, and you. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rock, teach, hach, go, and you. Okay, and relax the shoulders, relax the arms. Remember we talked about on Tuesday, kime, shime, and hikite. And all of those elements will be in this lesson this evening. Okay, and I'd like you to try and spot them, particularly if you went on Tuesday. If you want on Tuesday, I'll cover the bits anyway as to what we're doing. Okay, right, so just shaking the legs, best stepping, bringing the knees up, getting them higher. Try not to knee yourself in the chin. I've done that before on more than one occasion. Shaking the legs. Okay, feet together, Kyotsuke. Okay, kicking ish, and change knee, and san, and shi, and go, and sich, and hach, and ko, and ju. And us, Debbie-san. Good evening, wifey. Us. We've just said hello, actually. Okay, so, right. Us. Okay, that's a very, very brief warm-up. I do apologise, it's brief, but I want to get into the lesson and make that start to work this evening. Okay, so Kyotsuke Haisukadachi is incorrect at this point. So we're looking at Musubadachi. Musubadachi, heels together, toes pointing out, ready to stand in bow, and ready. Us. Excellent. Anyway. So I'm still not doing a kneeling bow at the moment. Back is improving all the time, but not quite yet. So what we're going to do this evening, shime, kime, and hikite, okay, is going to be part of the lesson. But the main part of the lesson is connection between Kihon, basics, easy for me to say, Kihon and basics, same thing, Kumite, fighting, sparring, Kata, forms. The connection between the three, how do they link up? How do they link up? And we're just going to use some very basic, simple techniques to hopefully demonstrate that. There'll be something in there for beginners, something in there for middlers and olders. That's the lower grades, the middle grades and the higher grades. Okay, and that's the plan this evening. So the first one we're going to start with is very simple. So Kyotsuke, nice and bow. Us. Okay, and we're going to connect two techniques together, okay, and we're going to do Gidan Barai, each, okay, and again Gidan Barai, so look straight ahead, hey, each, and Gidan Barai again, 3, and back. One more, shi, and back. Remember to relax your shoulders, remember to relax your legs, let your body sink down, okay, and ish, and back. Okay, change sides, and gidan barai with the right leg, ich, and back. Again, just let your body go, and back, and ish, and back. And 2 more, ich, and back. Notice where the gidan barai comes from, here, okay, not here. Kihon, basic karate, basic technique. Okay, so we are going to now add on the second technique. Okay. So make sure you have a little bit more room so you're able to step forward twice. Okay, so I will do so the same. And step forward gidan barai, ich, oizuki, i, and back. Okay, step back, gidan barai, and step up. So you have that space each time. So you're going to need to move back each time. And gidan barai, ich, and oizuki, ni, and back. Make sure you shuffle back. Again, gidan barai, ich, oizuki, ni, and come back. Gidan barai, ich, oizuki, ni, and back. And make us, and change legs, gidan barai other side, ich, oizuki, ni, and back. Gidan barai, ich, oizuki, ni, and back. Gidan barai, ich, oizuki, ni, and back. Just once more. Ich, ni, and right. So 2 basic Kihon techniques. Gidan barai, one of the first blocks you learn in Shotokan karate. Gidan barai. Gidan means down or lower, okay? And barai doesn't mean block. Uki is block or receiver, but barai means sweeping. So it's a sweeping motion. Sweeping motion. So the Kihon that we have there, we learn both of those from 10th kyu blue belt, 9th kyu red belt, right the way through to 8th, 9th, 10th dan, makes no difference. But our Kihon is the same, okay? And we learn those moves as part of our basics, our basic syllabus. Step forward, gidan barai, and then oizuki would be one of the first parts of the syllabus that you would learn in terms of maybe your grading for your 10th or 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th kyu type grading. So how does that link into kata and then ultimately kumite? Well, the links in Shotokan karate are not just as straightforward as that. So I'm going to demonstrate to you a kata, which you hopefully probably know, okay, whereby we do just downward block oizuki, okay, and I think you're already probably saying it out loud, shouting it at the screen. But we don't have to always do things exactly the same as we would in the kata to link it back to the basics. So I'm going to demonstrate 2 variations of this one. A lower grade brain cell idea and a higher grade brain cell idea. That's the 2 used. And then link that to kumite, okay, and how that might work. So I hope you'll understand the way I'm doing this. I'm going to use a basic kata to start with on these 2 techniques, and then I'm going to move into more complicated kata to use the other techniques, but using basic moves. None of that makes sense probably, but it will in a second, I promise you. So our basic technique at the moment is from yoi position here, step forward, gidan barai, hey, and oizuki. So our first kata that we ever learn is Kihon kata, or Taikyo Ku Shodan. Taikyo Ku Shodan, first course, first level, okay? And I'm going to demonstrate side on, just so you can see those 2 moves, exactly the same as I've just done them. So remember when we do a kata, we bow correctly, we come up focused, Aioi, Taikyo Ku Shodan, and And that's those two moves from the basics put into a kata. Very simple. And the same kata, obviously, same two moves, sorry, can be used in Heian Shodan as well. Gidanburai Uizuki and other katas as well. But we just stick with Taikyoku at the moment. So again, right? Os. Aioi. Taikyoku Shodan. Okay, so tuck your elbow in. Okay, make sure you have a good Uizuki. A good strong Uizuki. So both those techniques are the same. So when we do this kata facing the way of the camera, we know that our first move, we're looking left towards our opponent. Okay, remember we have to visualize that. That's what kata is. It's a battle. Look, blocking, Uizuki. Sorry, I'm having to shorten my stance and slightly going out of shot there, but you hopefully will now see that in the kata. So once more. Taikyoku Shodan. Okay, now if you ask any of my black belts, and I think probably the majority of black belts, they will tell you that this is one of the hardest katas to do. Not inside, but just full stop, because there's nowhere to hide. You're doing two techniques pretty much. All front stance, Gidanburai, Uizuki. So two basic techniques, if not done correctly, just doesn't work, doesn't look great. Okay, so the one thing I can't do at the moment is I'm not warmed up enough to, I'm sticking to the floor basically like a bit of glue. So sliding would be better motion, so I'm slightly stepping at the moment, but sliding is what we're after. You've seen this before last few weeks we've been training, etc. So you can see from the basic technique of Gidanburai, Uizuki, to the kata, Taikyoku Shodan, Gidanburai, Uizuki. Connection. 1 and 2. So that's Kihon and kata. Kata is, okay, forms, but kata is a fight. Kata is a battle, okay? So then, very simply, you have to then change your mind into what would that look like in a battle. So as I say, from a beginner's basic perspective, it's really quite simple. Your attacker is coming towards you, maybe with, say, a front punch, a Chudanzuki, or Uizuki that's similar to what we're doing, okay, or maybe even better, a Waigeri kicking forwards, okay, and you're going to block the kick here and step forward and bang, push them, punch them away with a Uizuki, okay, and that is the basic connection between Kihon, Kata and Kumite. This one doesn't work truly well. And we need to think about this. This is where we have to expand our mind and start to think about how this works. If someone's kicking me here, and I block their kick, they're going to be here. So they're going to be too close for me to do Uizuki, realistically. So I changed my mindset, I changed my brain. This is as a black belt. Okay? So from the basic Gidanburai, Uizuki, I'm going to change that basic into two slightly tweaked basics. This is going to make sense, I promise you. Just takes time and visualization. Okay, so from here, say the kata, Taikyoku Shodan, the person is coming in with a Maegeri kick here, and I'm now going to switch arms. I'm going to switch arms and block Gyaku Gidanburai, so reverse Gidanburai. Ich! So instead of doing Gidanburai here, I'm just doing the opposite arm. So the kick is blocked here, outside of the kick, here. And this time, rather than step forward and punch, being a black belt, higher grades, I've blocked the kick, take the leg, and finish with a Toshizuki, Gyakuzuki type feeling. Downward block, punch, downward block, sweep, punch. Not dissimilar. I could use the same arm, so I could do Gidanburai, downward block here, Gyaku, opposite side, sweep the leg, and a Uizuki type feeling to make the connection even tighter and closer. So I hope that starts to make sense. So this is called bunkai. Bunkai is the application of kata and how it actually works. Okay, so you have the kata, and the kata will follow a certain form with certain moves and certain techniques. But outside of that, when you become a higher grade, black belt and above sort of thing, you can start to think of the application, the real world. How would that really work? And do I need to tweak and change things and adapt things and evolve things to make that work for me? So if you remember when we did Kumite just over a week ago, we were changing, constantly changing, and that's where you can, as a higher grade, once you have your basic understanding of kata, you can start to evolve. And I used to find that really difficult. And my friends who've trained with me for a long time, before I was a black belt, they know that I really struggled with this. But as soon as somebody said to me, just think of it as a fight, then it connected. And really, to be honest, it was one of my senses in my third dan grading that just gave me a random kata. They just chucked one at you and then they attacked you. And you had to defend using the kata, so bunkai of the kata. And I was very worried about that, and he just said, just imagine it's a fight. I did it as if it was natural as a fight, and he said, well done, pass. That simple. So we sometimes make things too complicated in our brains. So once again, Ray, Yoi, step forward, Gidanbarai, Ich, Oizuki, I. Gidanbarai, Oizuki, Os, okay? Thinking of a kata, the kata, bow and yoi, taikyo kushodan, damo block, and oizuki. Thinking of the kata again, damo block gyaku, ashirai, oizuki finish. Thinking of a kumite perspective, think of someone, maigeri, coming in here, sliding back, damo block here, rather than stepping forward and punching, just like Gyakuzuki would do. Take the front leg, Gyakuzuki type feeling. So we can connect basic Kihon to basic kata to very basic kumite. This is very basic, but you see the link between the three. Now I think that's the hardest of the three to understand this evening. The next ones I think are easier, although maybe not the katas, because the katas are more complicated. But that becomes immaterial, really, because we're only doing 2 techniques this evening, keeping it nice and simple. One thing I want you to remember is what we talked about Tuesday, and that is the kime, shime and higete of those techniques. So we know that from the Gidanbarai position here, okay, that when we're stepping down Gidanbarai, we higete here, this hand coming back, coming in, squeezing into the body, same power as this goes down. So here, higete, and the kime is just at the end, here. And the shime is the contraction as we punch. As we punch, as we block, we shime. Us. Okay, so if you hopefully were here on Tuesday and saw Tuesday's lesson, you will understand what I'm talking about. Kime is the finish. Shime is the contraction, tension that we use to move our body, particularly our big leg muscles. And our hara, our stomach, this abdomen, this area here, where we contraction, okay? And then higete is the pullback, okay, of each technique. So we don't do one arm technique here, okay? You can, but it's not as powerful. And sometimes, you know, front punch with just one hand is quite effective, particularly in kumite. But on the whole, we use higete. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so the next 2 basic moves that we're going to do then, let's us. Again, a little bit of room, so we'll do two of these stepping forwards. Actually, I can probably come forward, not stepping as far forward as I thought. So great. Hey, you wait. Okay, so rather than Gidanbarai, as we did previously, we'll start from that position. So start from Gidanbarai, okay, and step forward, Uchi. Uchiuki. Again, relax, kime, shime, contraction here, Gyakuzuki. So we've all done Gyakuzuki practice that this evening. Gyakuzuki. Again, contraction, finish, kimite at the end, relax until that point hits, pull back, higete, pull back. Linking the 3 together. So that's our basic moves. Okay, so uchi uki, inside block, and gyakuzuki, reverse punch. Awesome. Step forward, gidan right, each. So this is your starting position, and stepping forward, uchi uki, gyakuzuki. Okay, and this time we'll step back, uchi uki, gyakuzuki. Get on the right position, uchi uki, and gyakuzuki. Relax, relax, relax. Kime here on the block, the power. Shime here, contraction. Relax the punch. Kime here, shime here, higate here, higate here. You see the link. You see the link here. So everything in karate is linked. Connection, connection, connection. That's why I relate it to Lego. Okay, so once more. Inside block, each. Gyakuzuki ni. Inside block each, gyakuzuki ni. Inside block each, gyakuzuki ni. Back inside block each, ni. Ich, ni. Ich, ni. Hey, yummy. Alright, awesome. So, uchi-uki and gyakuzuki. Gyakuzuki. Okay, inside block, reverse punch. So linking that into kata and kumite. So kata wise, we'll pick Kankudai, one of our black belt katas. Okay, so Kankudai is quite a complex, very long kata, about 64 moves, something like that. Okay, and but it's full of Kihon, and Kihon meaning obviously basics. So that's a particularly good kata for us to use as an example, because it's full of basics. And then we relate that kata to kumite afterwards. Okay, you can. It doesn't matter which way you go in here. So I'm relating. I'm going Kihon kata kumite. You could go Kihon kumite kata. You could go kumite Kihon kata. It doesn't make any difference. So remember, if we've got that triangle of karate, yeah, put a pencil in the centre and spin it, you become a circle. And that's just what karate is, it's just a revolving circle. That's how we continue to learn. So, kata kankudai, okay, there's a nice uchi-uki gyakuzuki technique within there. Okay, so there's a bit where we go up and down and we jump to the floor, okay, and then we do a double shuto. So we do a gidan roto shuto-uki, then followed by a shuto-uki. So at this point I'm going to try to demonstrate to you where we will be within the kata. I'm just trying to think which is the best way for me to show you. So from this position here, we turn it inside block, gyakuzuki. I'm going to come down here, hopefully give you a bit more better of an angle. Okay, so from this position here, we do a double block here, then we do another shuto here. Just going to make sure I have enough room. So from this position here, we turn inside block, higate, higate, yeah, kime, shime, here, and gyakuzuki. And in this particular kata, we do another inside block, and then we change to double punch. So we do a gyakuzuki, oizuki, so connecting a second punch in. So the good thing about this kata is that you basically do the same technique twice with a slight tweak towards the second one. But again, this is a more complex kata, a more advanced kata, certainly than Taikyo Kushodan. And so therefore we're looking at more advanced techniques, hence the double punch. Two punches is nidan, nidanzuki, okay? And it's a gyakuzuki, oizuki, kazamazuki type feeling for higher grades who understand that. So again, we're coming to Kukutsudachi back stance here. Okay, so this is part of the kata. Our opponent is there, so we're looking at our opponent, we're blocking here, and finishing there. So again, I'll show you that once more, but from the front, what does that look like? So again, shuto-uki position here, turning here, uchi-uki, yeah, gyakuzuki. Once more, shuto-uki from here, uchi-uki, yeah, gyakuzuki. nearly took out the kitchen bin then, that could have been fatal. But there we go. So inside block Yakuzuki. I do appreciate that's going out shot somewhat, but I'm trying to show you as best I can in the small space that I've got. Now Uchiuki, quite often I think if we ask the black belts what's their worst block that we do, they will say that it's Uchiuki, 100% of the time. And I think the reason for that is that Uchiuki as a square-on attack to you is not a great block. So for instance, if somebody attacks you in Kumite or Izuki, stepping punch, and you try Uchiuki as a block here, you will connect somewhere along the elbow to the upper arm. It will not be great. It will not be great. Your connection will probably not be awesome. Okay, it'll be too late or too early. Very rarely can you hook the punch with a good Uchiuki without moving the body. And that's where Uchiuki comes into its own, and it comes into its own when we're moving. So from a Tai Sabaki perspective, which is body movement, body evasion, then Uchiuki works utterly brilliant, and it goes from being a so-so block to being an incredible block. So quite simply, if I do a Kumite perspective, a Kumite technique from maybe a little bit more high grade to go with the kata, so sort of brown belt level, okay, brown belt, early black belt sort of level. So step down kamae, ichi-ya. So if you think of Juippon Kumite is semi-freestyle, so not quite Ju Kumite as we did the other week, where we were just moving around freely. Juippon Kumite is still planned attack and planned defence. Okay, and we use Uchiuki here really, really well. So Uchiuki here, block, and punch. Because we're going offline. So the punch follows here, where I am. Okay, so my attacker comes in, I move offline. And all of a sudden, Uchiuki becomes a much better, stronger technique. Uchiuki Yakuzuki. Not so good. I think if you're being attacked like that from front on, Soto Uryuki is a far better block. I'm just going to see what some of these messages are. I get the funny feeling that Harry's been given his mum's phone again, because there's stuff coming up on there that I just don't understand, which I'm sure that a young person does, but I'm not young, I'm old. Okay, so Uchiuki Yakuzuki, basic. From the Ginamburai position here, Uchiuki Yakuzuki. From the kata, from this position here, Uchiuki Yakuzuki. From a fighting position here, Uchiuki Yakuzuki. So you can see how the three link in. Once more, talking about more now the higate, the shime and the kime of the technique. So from a Ginamburai position here, Uchiuki. Yeah, we're relaxing here, so our shoulders shouldn't be up, our shoulders should be down. Relax, 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 tense here. As the technique comes in, we twist. We relax the arm and just tension at the air. That tension here locks in the elbow, which makes us stronger. No tension, the arm is not powerful. So without kime, there's no power. It's like our punches just doing this is not the same as that. So kime, that finish where you contract all your bones, shime, your bones, your muscles all connect. Think of kids, you won't know this, but adults, Terminator, T-1000. T-1000 is a big metal machine, okay, and you can see, because it's skeletal, you can see everything connecting, the way it all works. That's the sort of thing that you kind of got to get your mind around. Students who are younger than that, then think of the human skeleton and think about how the bones are all linked together. Okay, then surrounded by muscle, tendons, and various different tissue. I'm just going to let Holly-san in. Goodness help, goodness gracious. Come in. Hey, Holly-san. Hello, beautiful girl. Hello. Are you going to interrupt my lesson? Yes, I thought you might. Okay, so apologies. Holly's son's joined the dojo. That's not a bad thing. She's a bit more of a key thing to watch. You can sit next to me if you want to. Okay, so us. So what we're doing is by Kime in the finish, we are connecting, as I've gone back before, to Lego and other different things, connecting those bones and muscles and tendons and ligaments and other bits and pieces that are in our bodies together. And not distracted at all by the dog as she runs around my feet, but she's going in the other room, so that's okay. So we that's where we get our Kime from. It's the finish of the technique, the end. So think of it as that way. So then the contraction part, oh yeah, I love the fact that Holly gets love hearts, that's great, isn't it? And so from the basic technique again, the shime bit, uchiuki here, contraction here, this part here, all coming in here. Okay, then higate here, this part here, uchiuki, this higate here. Hope that makes sense. So, uchiuki, forget this bit, think of the higate here. Okay, so we did this on Tuesday quite a lot actually. Here, drop your shoulders, kime, shime, contraction, higate. Same again, this happens for Gyakuzuki, so relax, higate, relax, don't tense here, just relax and tense at the end, kime, shime, higate. Oops. The dog's now disappointed that she's not allowed in, and so she's barking. That's going to hopefully be a distraction, not. Okay, so hopefully that's starting to make sense in your brains, how we're linking Kihon to Kata and then to Kumite. So we've got Gidanburai or Izuki or Gidanburai Gyakuzuki. Okay, so I have to slightly tweak that Kata part, but also Uchiuki Gyakuzuki. Okay, so then to the third and final one for this evening. We're going to use a simple technique that we use at a very lower grade, much lower grade, and we are going to connect that together within a kata and then again within a kumite element and show some adaptation of that type of thing. So make sure again you have a little bit of room, so bow. And the reason I've chosen this one is that we can actually connect the two ways we've just been doing stuff. I'll demonstrate what I mean. Okay, so ready? And step forward, Gidanburai, each. Okay, so this is our starting position, our command position. Okay, and we're stepping forwards, Agiyuki, upper rising block. Okay, so come through, Agiyuki, Kime, shime, and higate, Gyakuzuki. Okay. As a second element to this, we can change this, and I'll show you in a second what that is. So step back to Gidanburai position. Okay, so again step forward, Agiyuki. Here, Gyakuzuki. Remember, this is higate. This is higate. So that's what we've got to remember: is the pullback is the higate. The kime is the end, and shime. Contraction, tension, similar sort of words. So step back, Agiyuki, ich, ni, and back. And if any of my black belts are watching, what kata am I going to do this from, please? What kata am I going to do this from? And if Andy Sensei beats you all, you're all in trouble. But he will. Agiyuki Gyakuzuki. Okay, and we can change this. Agiyuki Oizuki. Agiyuki Oizuki. That would have given the answer away to the black belts there. So, two basic techniques that we learn at a very early level. So Agiyuki is probably the second block we ever learn after Gidanburai. And Uchiuki. So you tend to learn sort of Gidanburai to start with, and then Agiyuki is your first block. You start to learn moving forwards without realising you've already learned Gidanburai. And then Uchiuki is the next one. So you can see that these are very simple basic techniques that we learn as white belts and blue belts, red belts, sort of 10th and 9th kyu, and then we were able to continue learning and having those in our aspects of karate right way through to 10th dan, which is the highest we can get to. Let me just see if anyone's got the answer right. Not yet. Not yet. Okay, right, of course. So, we will connect these again. I hope that's Kia May and Noah joining us. That would be fantastic if it is. That would be really nice if they were watching. You two, hope you're well, hope you're looking after yourself and looking after mum and dad. Right, okay, so we continue. Agiyuki Gyakuzuki. So step forward, Gidanburai, and Agiyuki Ich, and Gyakuzuki Ni. Agiyuki here, Gyakuzuki here. Okay, so two very, very simple techniques. Change down and opposite legs. So from here, Agiyuki Ich, Ni. And change again, Agiyuki Ich, Oizuki Ich. No one's got the answer to that kata yet. Quite disappointed really, to be honest. Okay, so that's the basic techniques that we've got. So to link that in, where are we going, what kata are we going to? There's a kata called Kihon. Temple grounds, I think is what it means. There's different values. Temple something, temple grounds I think is the one. That's what we're going to link it to. So the kata Kihon is a black belt kata. Sensei Ken, thank you, well done. And it's a complicated kata, but also one of our black belt katas, hence me doing that for this evening as well, because it links nicely in with Kankudai. Kihon again is another kata with lots of basic Kihon technique, and so that makes it very, very good and very, very strong. So within the kata, there is an element of the kata where we do an Agiyuki Gyakuzuki. Okay, with that we do that twice, and then on the third one we do an Agiyuki Oizuki to the Kiai. And that's actually our first Kiai within this kata. So from the kata perspective, we do we go to Gidanburai position here, Agiyuki 1, Agiyuki 2, Agiyuki Oizuki 3. Okay, and that's really quite cool in terms of kata. So I think that's what we'll do. So trying to make sure that I've got room here. So step forward, Gidanburai, Ich. Okay, so Agiyuki, Gyakuzuki, Agiyuki, Gyakuzuki, Agiyuki, Oizuki. Okay. Change legs, step forward, Gidanburai. Okay, so this is how we would do it in the actual kata. So we do a left arm Agiyuki first, 1, step through 2, then we do a third, Oizuki Kiai, yeah! Sorry, that's in your face. Join, close, Harry, but Kihon. So once more. So this is the part of the kata Kihon. Okay, get here. Agiyuki Gyakuzuki. Agiyuki Gyakuzuki. Dog wants to come in. Agiyuki Oizuki Kiai. Yeah! Okay, so how do we connect that to Kumite? Well, Agiyuki Gyakuzuki is a really very simple one. Any fighting situation that we're in, whether it be Kihon Ippon Kumite, so Kihon Ippon Kumite, if someone says back Gidanburai and says Jodan, you say Us. So it is straight away part of our basic Kihon Ippon Kumite. It's also part though of our Ju-Ippon Kumite. So Ju-Ippon Kumite is sort of, as I said before, semi-free fighting. And here we can do a Agiyuki, we do a Moshigiri Gyakuzuki, that's how we do it. So again, if I show you 3 different ways of doing it in terms of Kumite, I think that hopefully will help make your minds understand what we're talking about. So from the Kihon perspective, Jodan, Us, okay, from a Judachi half-facing position here, person attacks Jodan, Us, blocking, Moshigiri, and come away. Now from a Kumite perspective, this is too slow. This is too slow, Agyuki. Okay, so from here, you just bring your arm up. You just relax. You don't need to bring it from here. But again, you can kime at the end, just bounce the punch off or the block off. I, for one, if ever I'm doing a similar block to Agyuki in a fight, okay, I go opposite. I go opposite purely because it's stronger, particularly for kicks. So if somebody's doing maybe a moshigeri type to your head, people use uchuki, but you can also use agyuki if you change your body position here. And I think that's good. Their kick comes here. As their kick goes down, you sweep the leg and finish them off, providing you're able to use that as a block. So you can see then that agyuki can be used in kumite as well. So to go back to the beginning of this technique, your position here, step forward, gedan mirai, ich, agyuki, gyakuzuki. Step back, agyuki, gyakuzuki. Step forward, agyuki, oizuki. The kata Kihon, agyuki, gyakuzuki. Agyuki, gyakuzuki. Shuffle now, agyuki, oizuki. Yeah! Kumite. Us. Good evening, Israel. Us. So from here, kumite, ich, agyuki, gyakuzuki. From here, blocking here, moshigeri, yeah! Hit to here, and black. Kick come in, agyuki, yeah! Gyakuzuki. Back to here. And us. So hopefully that has made you, or helped you understand the connection between Kihon, Kata and Kumite. All three are linked very closely. Please remember what we talked about on Tuesday about your hikate, your shime and your kime. Okay, so thinking agyuki, thinking hikate here as we block, thinking kime here as we get to the top as we finish, because that's what it means, finish here, and shime, contraction, contracting, we're protecting here, and then finishing with the gyakuzuki. Okay, so again, here, nice and strong. Hey, yummy. Handbrake, us. And relax, anyway. Okay, so that's the end of Thursday's lesson. Hopefully that makes some sense in terms of our connecting between Kata, Kihon and Kumite. Please remember, tomorrow night I'm doing a Q&A with Sensei, so you can ask me various different questions, only for an hour, 6 PM start on Facebook Live, and we'll finish at 7 o'clock promptly. There's a competition for the juniors only, not the adults, but the adults might be able to help them. Okay, and I am going to be wearing a piece of PPE when we start this session, only for about 3 seconds I might add. Okay, and there'll be a question linked to it. And the first person to come up with the answer on screen, or if it takes a day to find out the answer to message me, they win the prize. It is literally going to be, I'm afraid, first person to get that message to me is the person that wins. So if you're in a bad Wi-Fi area, I do apologise. But you're going to win a nice Karate England bag. It's a big bag, it's a very, very cool bag and limited edition. They're all sold out, so you can't get them anywhere else anymore. So that hopefully will be cool. And then we're back training again next Tuesday and Thursday. Please do look at our YouTube channel. I put loads of videos up on there recently. Most of them are just these lessons, live lessons, repeated for people so they can rewind and step forward, etc. The boring bits, me talking in other words. And continue their training on their own, at their own pace, as I hope you would do anyway. Please look at our website. I've started to upgrade the website, put some new information on there, some links to the YouTube channel there, and just make it a little bit more hopefully interactive, interesting. But again, I'm very, very keen to have feedback on that and different ideas. Oh, Zoe-san, us. Missed you, Zoe, us. And so we need to maybe try to improve the website a little bit. We've got some ideas, and the Black Belts and I have been having some conversations, and that's it. So as normal, we finished the lesson with the Dojo Kun, and hopefully you are learning that whilst listening to this. Okay. Kyotsuke, nice and smart. And Ray, us. Dojo Kun, hitotsu jinkanku kansei ni soromoto koto. Hitotsu makato no michi o momoru koto. Hitotsu Doryoko no seishin yashinau koto. Hitotsu regi o monju o koto. Hitotsu keki no yo imashimuro o koto. Right, os. Ayame, and relax. Finish. Thank you very much, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow night, 6 till 7, with a Q&A with Sensei. If not, on Tuesday again at 7 PM. Take care, look after yourselves, be nice to everybody, juniors, and look after your families and stay safe. Us. Oyasumasai, arigatou gozaimasu. Us. Jamatane, see you later. Us.